Today in crypto, the price of Bitcoin is back over $9,000. Bitcoin on Ethereum DeFi gets a big boost. The Coinbase CEO calls for massive adoption, but is the world actually ready for it? Crypto.com updates, and South Korea takes a big step in recognizing crypto at a legal level. The Cryptolark, this is where you subscribe for all of the hottest and the latest happening in crypto land. Now let's go ahead and take a quick look here at the charts before we dive into today's news. Now Bitcoin has crossed back over the $9,000 mark, taking us back to a price level not seen since the long ago time of last week. We did see a price rejection though already, with the $9,075 level indeed being tricky for the price to pass. Remember, I was talking about that yesterday. It seems it has, at the moment anyway, proven to be a sticking point for the price of Bitcoin. Now, if we can crack through that and make a move with much bigger momentum, we might be able to close in on the $9,600 level in the short term. But let's watch to see if the bulls can actually keep the pressure up or not. Otherwise, $9,000 might not hold for long. At the moment though, we are looking good with the price holding strong above the 200-day moving average, although we still need to test and to break past the 50-day moving average around the $9,300 mark to really bring that strength back into the market. In a way, we're just stuck in this zone right now of indecision, where we're kind of not able to get past the 50-day moving average, but we're still above the 200-day moving average. Now look, falling back to test support at the 200-day moving average, which is around the $8,600 level, definitely not out of the question at the moment until we do get some bigger closes happening. Now taking a quick look at Bitcoin dominance, it is in an uptrend at the moment, reversing after reaching a local low back in February. Now if dominance continues to rise before the Bitcoin halving, which is increasingly looking likely as we see more speculators rushing into Bitcoin specifically in anticipation of the pre-halving hype, then there could be a lot of pain for altcoins across the board with a rising Bitcoin dominance. So tread carefully in the altcoin land at the moment. Now let's start off with some news from Crypto.com. I'm very excited to announce that Crypto.com will be sponsoring one episode a week here on the channel. So today's episode is brought to you by the good folks over at Crypto.com. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at what Crypto.com has been up to this week. Crypto.com has launched in India this week, and wow, this has just been such a massive week for India with that Supreme Court ruling that shot down the Reserve Bank of India's bank ban for fiat on and off ramps. Thus, it is a perfect time for Crypto.com to be launching in India. No word yet, though, on when we can expect those awesome Crypto.com debit cards for India, but stay tuned. I'll share it when I know more information. But this is just an important first step in welcoming the Indian market into Crypto.com and into crypto more generally. The next Crypto.com syndicate offering is scheduled for March 17th. They'll be selling $500,000 worth of Tezos at a whopping 50% discount. These syndicate offerings have been totally crazy. The last one was with Chainlink. 50% off of Chainlink. That's free money. That's crazy stuff. Now, in order to participate, you need to stake CRO tokens on the exchange. Anyone who has already been doing this and has been following these syndicate offerings, they have been getting some pretty gosh darn super sweet deals over the last couple of months. And if you are curious about the syndicate offerings, then now is actually a really good time to pay a bit more attention and to check it out. They're running a special promo in March. So for those of us who already have MCO tokens staked on the app for our cards or maybe for lending, then you can actually also open up an account on the Crypto.com exchange and stake CRO tokens, and you will get an additional bonus as a thank you for being an existing app user. So just head over to crypto.com to find out more details about these and other ongoing offers. Okay, and while we're on the topic of Tezos has just successfully pulled off its third protocol upgrade. Now this particular upgrade just fixes several issues from the last version of the protocol upgrade, but that is not actually the interesting part here for me, because nothing game-changing has been introduced with this upgrade. What is truly noteworthy is the on-chain governance process that led to this upgrade being approved. More than 72% of all staked tokens voted in this decision. That is astonishing. Democracies all over the world would probably be very deeply envious of those kinds of participatory numbers. The topic of on-chain governance, it's such a super interesting one. And unsurprisingly, when people actually have a stake in something, and when they know that their vote actually counts, and that their vote will actually result in change, then people turn up. Surprising, isn't it? Okay, now on to our first really big story of the day, and this one is coming out of South Korea. The South Korean parliament legalizes Bitcoin trading. Well, the headline actually is a bit misleading because Bitcoin trading was not illegal in South Korea. In fact, South Korea is one of the biggest markets for crypto globally. But the National Assembly voted in favor of a piece of crypto-centric legislation that aims to restructure the country's blockchain industry. Really a formalization and a legal precedent being set for the adoption of crypto. And now, in essence, the new bill will see crypto-related businesses such as exchanges or trusts or custodial service providers needing, of course, to comply with anti-money laundering laws and know your customer rules and all the usual stuff that we see. They have to do this by the end of the first quarter of 2021. Now, they will also create a new framework about how the federal government should actually police what it defines as a virtual asset service provider. So, on the one hand, it's stricter than it was before, but on the other hand, I think it adds a lot of legitimacy and certainty for crypto providers in South Korea. And it's really just giving that clear set of guidelines on how to carry out your crypto operations if you are a business operating in Korea. South Korea has long been a crypto crazy country. Back in 2017, more than a third of the country was reported to be invested in crypto, which is totally mind-boggling, often paying a premium price over international rates, the so-called kimchi premium. But since that time, South Korea has actually fallen a bit behind countries like Japan, which have been much more welcoming of crypto and really have just been more innovative and responsive at a regulatory level to the evolving crypto industry. But still, this is progress for Korea, so I definitely welcome it. And obviously, it's an important thing to see in Korea because Korea is a massively impactful economy for the crypto space. Yes, the India story was bigger than this one, especially due to the fact that this is a big reversal for India. I mean, that was bank oppression at a massive level in the world's fifth biggest economy before the Supreme Court came in and just, smacked that down. But South Korea is the 12th biggest economy in the world, so it's a pretty gosh darn important story too. More professionalization and more certainty at a legal level for these industries is a good thing. And anything that regulators can do to open the doors to the crypto industry to allow for easier access is a good thing. On to our next story. Bitcoin gets a big boost on its DeFi profile. A company called Provable Things has announced that it has successfully launched P tokens, one-to-one proxies for cryptocurrencies on other blockchains. Obviously launching these on the Ethereum mainnet, and that they would be fully interoperable with Bitcoin through Bancor and Kyber integrations. Bitcoin coming to Ethereum, that is massive for decentralized finance. DeFi values, they've been soaring recently. Decentralized exchanges, they're seeing record volumes. And Bitcoin is finally coming along for the ride in a meaningful way. This is where the trend is going. And Bitcoin is simply not doing these things natively. But Ethereum and other protocols are opening the door for this interoperability. Ethereum is going to be bringing liquidity to Bitcoin on decentralized exchanges. Innovations like this continue to allow for the easy flow of capital in and out of all of these different chains. Interoperability is key. Litecoin is scheduled to come online soon as well for the P tokens. We'll get a P Litecoin quite soon, bringing, of course, a whole new layer of liquidity to Litecoin in the decentralized exchanging space, something up until now has been quite lacking. And another big step for Bitcoin-backed DeFi, Ren announces the DeFi Interoperability Alliance. Initial members include Aave, BZX, iEarn.finance, Matic Network, and a handful of others as well. Now, currently, Ren has Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Zcash live on their testnet. Now, Ren, if you are not familiar, is an interoperable liquidity protocol for decentralized finance, which really aims to make it easy for developers to be able to integrate multi-chain functionality into their dApps, while at the same time maintaining privacy. Now, Ren still needs to go through a few upgrades before it is really fully operational, but it is definitely awesome to see so much development out there happening, and that Bitcoin is slowly but surely being dragged into the heart of decentralized finance. Considering how impactful Bitcoin is in the centralized markets, it's important that we have it in the decentralized markets as well. And the final story for today, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong said that the crypto market adoption should surge by 9,000% or so to get up to around 5 billion people using crypto from, of course, the approximate 50 million users that we have today. Now, that is a big and a very bold goal with, of course, no definitive timeline set on that. But yes, mass adoption will come one day. But in a lot of ways, I think that we are poised to see this explosive growth in the crypto economy really over the next 10 years is going to be absolutely massive. Right now, there are around 4.5 billion internet users, and there's around 7.8 billion people in the world. So there are 3.3 billion people who don't even have access to the internet yet, but they are getting access quickly. Now, the biggest areas where we see low user rates for the internet: South and Central America, Africa, South Asia, and Southeast Asia. These also happen to be the most populous regions of the world and some of the regions that could benefit the most from cryptocurrency adoption. Now, adoption of the internet, it's expanding at an exponential rate, largely due to smartphones, which are becoming cheaper and more ubiquitous all of the time. New generations of phones, of course, as well, are starting to come with crypto wallets just built straight into them, which is absolutely amazing. And many of these new users that are coming on board in these different regions of the world, they actually already lack access to financial services. Crypto is going to break down the barriers for these people in a very big way. We're talking about cross-border payments. We're talking about remittances with no middleman. They can just do it without having to go to a bank or any other crazy stuff like that. And these big rapacious middlemen that just steal all the money. International business without needing a bank account or a PayPal account, that's massive. Savings accounts via DeFi, loans via DeFi, insurance via DeFi. We are talking about unlocking trillions of dollars in economic value here. And in a lot of ways, the story that I covered yesterday about India, it totally exemplifies what I'm talking about in this big adoption that we're seeing for cryptocurrency. The India story about the Supreme Court reversing the central bank ban on fiat on and off ramps, that was massive. India is a market that is ready for disruption. Indian people are likely very keenly aware of the risks and the problems with their fiat banking system, with the government of India doing crazy things like an overnight ban of the most common banknotes back in 2016. The shock cancellation of the country's 500 and 1,000 rupee notes, which at the time represented 86% of the currency in circulation, caused crazy disruption to the economy and to people's lives. And then, of course, you have stories like this one from last year about PMC Bank in India, which had to limit withdrawals to 1,000 rupee a day due to their fraud and terrible management. Many people suffered big time due to this scammy bank. And in the same week that the crypto bulls have been unleashed in India, there is this story about the Indian bank called Yes. Due to a web of bad loans and malpractice, the bank has hit hard times. And surprise, the Reserve Bank of India has stepped in and capped withdrawals from the Yes Bank at 50,000 rupee per month. They should change the name to No Bank because you're not allowed to take your money out. No! Bad bank. This is the financial system that is rotten to the core, and it is so ready for massive disruption, especially via cryptocurrencies. Indians know all too well about the dysfunction of the fiat and the banking systems. They don't need to be told why crypto is superior. They know already by experience the faults of fiat. We just need to spread the word about Bitcoin, about decentralized finance, and about the future of money, and these people are going to be ready to hop on board. And India, in many ways, is actually perfectly poised for that kind of expansion. The number of internet users hit 627 million people back in 2019, which is an 18% growth from 2018. Those are shocking numbers. 97% of people are using mobile phones as one of their main points of access to get on the internet. That's crazy stuff. Anyone doubting the future success of crypto, they are not paying attention. And just as a quick final note today, if you are new to crypto and you're still trying to figure out the basics of crypto, like how to buy a Bitcoin, how to store Bitcoin, how to send your Bitcoin, or even just what the heck Bitcoin actually is, then you need to check out my course, Cryptocurrency Explained. I have specifically designed it for beginners. It will take you through all of those topics and a whole host of other ones with very clear explanations and step-by-step tutorials. There's a link in the description where you can learn more about Cryptocurrency Explained. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope it was really useful for you and sparked some ideas in your mind. And I want to know from you, what do you think about cryptocurrency adoption? Are we on the edge of a massive adoption expansion for cryptocurrency? Do you think that regions like South Asia or Africa can really make a big impact in the uptake of crypto? Let me know your opinion down below in the comment section. Hope you're having an awesome day wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And if you did like today's video, hit the thumbs up button, please. That'd be really, really great for the YouTube algorithm. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.